Oh, Jesus, I done made this video 3 times. Listen, this is about what is happening and most recent information about the alleged sabotage of Shadour by Tom Brady. Okay. We're going to say allegedly to everything. So I'm going to put that out there first and foremost. These are some of this information is coming straight from me. Other information is from research. But, okay, just bear with me because this is a lot. All right. From Shadour being passed over by the Oakland Raiders 7 times. All right. And then them not fighting, Tom not fighting for him to come out of Cleveland and go to Oakland so that he can mentor Shadour. That right there for me was like, something's not right with this picture here. All right. Well, then I had to go back and start looking at stuff. I look back at the video when I think somebody posted it, and maybe Well Off or somebody posted where Tom Brady was talking to Dion and Shador, and they were talking about how he bought this fancy car, and Tom was saying, hey, he needs to be in the books and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, and then he made another video talking about how he was like when he was in school, he wasn't getting those things, and all these young kids coming out of college with all this money and things like that, they need to be focused on their craft pretty much. But they said anybody who knows Shador knows that Shador don't play. He wants to know everything. Like he is on it when it comes to his ball. As long as you give him the opportunity and the space and air, he's going to do what he got to do, and he's going to study so he can be better. They said so. They said that the way Tom Brady was coming off, and I'm just keeping it a buck, it's not like he was, I don't want to say jealous, but he was irritated that a young melanated quarterback had the potential to be like, Michael Jordan, and they talk about LeBron and they talk about Kobe and all them in the same, like that. And what people are saying is that he basically is coming off as arrogant and jealous in the sense that he did not want to give Shador the opportunity or the availability to even get better, to be better. And therefore, that's where this sabotaging and stuff like that's coming in. So my little sources and people out here in these streets is talking about, and there's videos up too now. Because I said, let me get on mine too, because I know I'm a little late. But there is videos out and everything saying that the owner actually wanted to have a look-see with Shador. But that was, remember, Tom Brady's a minority owner. So one of the things they're saying is back in December, the minority owner, Tom Brady, was asked to come out and to observe the quarterbacks when they came to try out allegedly for, the NFL and stuff like that. Remember, Tom said he didn't do nothing. He had no say. He ain't got no power, blah, blah, blah. That's like saying Michael Jordan ain't got no power if he was a minority owner, or Serena Williams in tennis, or LeBron James, or anybody else, if Simone Biles if it was gymnastics, she ain't got no say. Really? Or Michael Phelps in swimming. Come on. Really? Those are goats. And they got say. All right? So that right there kind of gave me a red flag. But they said that literally he was flown in, like they don't want nobody to know. He was flown into Oakland or wherever this training, where these quarterbacks are going to get seen. And literally Tom Brady was there. And Tom Brady's input was taken on every single quarterback pick that was chosen. And we'll say allegedly, but guarantee is coming out, because what you do in the dark always comes to light. Now, not just that, they're saying that one of the things that a lot of people have started noticing too, because first they were just looking at the fact that Shador was passed over 7 times. I'm not talking fast to be smart. I'm doing it because I didn't need to get all this information in here. They're saying that it was more of a deep-rooted thing that Tom Brady has. And some other players trying to come out and say that this is something they've been talking about Tom Brady, but because he's the GOAT, nobody wanted to pay attention to it. And they said it is a deep-rooted disdain for melanated players that are good. And they said that if you listen to his commentary when he's actually commentating from the booth, and he was doing he was narrating a football game, they said if you look at when he narrates individuals like Lamar Jackson, or when he was doing like RG3 or anybody, like any quarterbacks that were melanated, he always would say really, like he would talk about the negative, and then kind of sometimes he wouldn't even come back and say, oh, but he does this or he does this good. It was always the negative, or it would be like, he would say it good, but it would be like he really didn't want to say it. You can tell. And they said it wasn't like if you heard the other ones like Chris Collinsworth and all them other guys, or John Madden, and when they was talking. They said, but literally, they said if you go back and look at Tom Brady, his O-line, most of his O-lines were predominantly Caucasian. And they said, and that's why when he would say, I made sure we were together and I made sure they said, but you don't really ever hear about Tom Brady hanging out with brothers or anybody like that on his team. They said, so, and then when he wants to have this contrast with Shador, they said, Every time Shadour ran it in, yeah, Shadour did this because he was by himself. But if anybody on his team ran in a football, where do you think Shadour was at? Go back and look at the videos. He was right there with him. They said if it was not for Shadour, a lot of players that wasn't getting any shine, the shy ones and stuff like that, Shadour was making sure they got shine. One of the videos I saw even talked about Cash Cleveland. Cash Cleveland was coming from he was with Jordan Seaton and him, and he pretty much wasn't even really getting no attention. He was behind another player for the center. And what did Shadour do? He got Cash Cleveland the sign that he needed, and everybody knew who Cash Cleveland was. Okay, so if he was a player that was all about self, and then like he went out and was buying them everything, buying his players this, buying his players that, and a lot of things they got because of Shadour's endorsements, but there were things he was getting, and he literally took care of one of his players because he couldn't afford a actual apartment and things like that. I don't want to say the guy's name. He took care of everything for this guy in that apartment, and then the guy ends up walking away from the team. But Shadour wasn't mad at him. Shadour still communicated with him. He just kind of was hurt that he left and didn't say anything. But it was things like that Shadour was doing, and a lot of people knew he was doing. So for them to make it seem like he's arrogant or not caring about other people and only doing this means he only cares about himself. No. There are a lot of players, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, and a lot of them that are not his race that do things in the end zone. A lot of other players that do stuff and nobody says nothing about it in college football, and nobody says nothing about it. Why is it that when Shadour does it, it's a problem, but when any other person does it, it's not a problem? Especially when it's another race of person, it's not a problem. Okay, and then I tell you all this to tell you this. Then you have Jason Whitlock, who I don't even want to talk about, but I call him Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus he has a podcast. He was on his show, and you had him up the top, you had another guy at the bottom, and you had Tom Brady right here. Tom Brady was snapping, right? And he was talking and talking and talking. And he was talking about how him and his O-line, when they, did what I said earlier, when they got a touchdown or whatever, they all celebrate together. He never did anything by himself. So when you hear him talking, it leads you to believe the only person he's talking about is Shadour. Because then the guy at the bottom, not Jason Whitlock, the guy at the bottom says, oh, like, and he points, well, he does this race, and it's out the screen a little bit, like he said, oh, like this. Tom Brady don't correct him. Tom Brady does nothing. Tom Brady let that man do that and didn't come to Shadour's defense or nothing. I'm telling y'all, if you get a chance, go. And the one thing I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The one thing I am is when I find a content creator that is really out there, and I'm like, I listen to all different avenues. I'll even call my friends, that do sports, and I'll be like, and then I'll just try to put a synopsis together. But literally, when I see a content creator who's not getting a lot of likes, but their content is good, and it's because I think that people think that it's clickbait, when in fact it's not. I watched a video, y'all. I'm about to watch it twice because I can't believe what I'm hearing. But it's VELED TV, and it's VELEB, and right now he only has 8.3 million views. And literally 8.3 million views. And the video that I want y'all to go check out is basically, I'm trying to get to the video, but it talks about the Oakland Raiders owner was pretty much not too happy about Tom Brady's sabotaging of a Shadour. And I'll say allegedly because I can't get it up right now, the video. I shouldn't say it like that. But as y'all can hear, hold up, let me skip it real quick because it's going to come back up real quick. Okay.
It's part of building the infrastructure.
It says, Raiders owner furious, Tom Brady secretly killed Shaduer Sanders' pick. Okay, I'm trying to get to the part because I am telling y'all, when y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, what?
Tells me Tom Brady is
like, they're even talking about, I smoke hip hop. He's even in the video. So I am telling y'all, you got to get on there and watch this because it's sickening when they talk about how bad Tom Brady really does not support Shadour, like straight up Shadour does not. And it's making me say, dang, you have to watch it because he has people talking in it and everything. All right. And like I said, I like to give credit where credit is due because I'm probably going to watch that video 5 or 6 times because it's just crazy because whoever this person is, they did a really good job putting this video together and it ain't me. All right. I'm just keeping it real. Anyway. Yeah. Tom Brady, your little secrets is coming to light. What you do in the dark always comes to light. And be kind, keep it football. We ain't talking politics. We just keeping it real and no disrespect. All right, y'all have a great day.